This is a short video tutorial looking at how to create a helix cut or a helix sweep around a cylinder. So to start off, I'm just going to start a sketch on the top plane and draw a circle. I'll make that a 20mm diameter, and I'm going to turn that into a cylinder 100mm long. So this is the basis of our exercise. What I want to do is either have a cut helix or a threaded helix running, sort of sweeping around the outside of that. So I'm going to show the techniques used for both of those two tools. For both cases we need to create a guide helix, and that first of all requires a circular sketch. So I'm going to create a sketch on the bottom face, click Convert Entities to copy that edge of our cylinder, and complete the sketch. Now I've got a sketch number 2, which I can use to generate my helix. In the Features tab, if you go along to the right hand end, underneath the Curves section you'll find Helix and Spiral. I now need to select that circular sketch that I've just created, and then I can, in the parameters, define how I want to create this helix. I can set the height and the pitch on this, but there are various other ways that we can control the helix. So you can do pitch and revolution, height and revolutions, height and pitch, and there is another one for spiral, which is a flat spiral as opposed to a helix. So let's do height and pitch, make that 100mm and a pitch of 20. And click the tick. Before I click the tick, just double check your start angle here. This is the angle from the origin to the start point of the helix, and it's usually a good idea to keep it at either 0 or 90, 180, 270, unless you want a particular start point angle on there. Now the next step is to create this is going to be the path, and we want to create the profile that we're going to sweep around this path that will generate our helix form on the cylinder. To do that, I need to create a plane that's normal to the end of this helix curve at the bottom point, and it may be easier to do that by turning the boss off to start with, so all we've got is the helix. Makes it easier to select the component. I'm going to choose a reference plane. I'm going to pick the end point of the helix and the helix itself, and that now puts a plane which is in contact with the end point, and it's normal to the helix at that point. Next, I can create my form on that plane. I'm just going to create a circular plane, but it can be any shape profile you want. If you want a thread form, for example, draw that shape. I'm not going to position it yet. I'm just going to create the profile to start with. So I'm going to create a circular form and give it a dimension of 5mm. Now to position it in the right place, I can use relations to relate the centre point of the circle to the helix. Now I can either use add relations or if I just select, hold Control, select the helix, you can see the pierce relation comes up. Click that, it moves the centre point of that circle into contact with the helix. And finish that sketch. I can now unhide my boss. Okay, so we've got two options at this stage. Either we can create a cut or a normal sweep. I'm going to start with the normal sweep command. So I choose my swept boss base, I pick the circle as my profile, a helix as the path, and you can see a preview of what is going to be created. Now, the problem we've got with a normal sweep is what happens at the start and the end. I don't want the circular shape to protrude beyond the cylinder at either top or bottom, but I do want it to sort of continue up to that top face, and there is an option, if you open out the options box, called Align with End Faces. If I tick that, you can see what happens at both top and bottom. I click the tick, and there's our helical external thread. Okay, I'm just going to undo that and go back a stage, and now we'll have a look at doing the swept cut. Same process, we choose swept cut, pick the shape, pick the profile. This time Align with Faces I think is default, but if you turn it off you can see the same sort of shape, the same issue that we were having before, so it's probably a good idea to have it turned on. Click the tick, and there you have it. It's created a cut through that shape. Now obviously you don't have to use this tool to create a cut or a sweep into an existing object. You can create a spiral component by itself using this tool without having to add or remove material to an existing feature.